That a Hip Hop classic album review. We only do this because you want them, and then you guys vote on them. So if you have not yet become a Patreon, please, a patron, my bad. I always be
just say Patreon supporter.
Just become a Patreon supporter, man. Look, you guys vote on it. We do it. It's exclusive just for y'all. Raekwon, only built for Cuban Linx. Y'all voted on it. B, who did it beat out?
Total of 723 votes. Appreciate you guys for
how many?
723 votes.
Because last time it was like 6 something.
Yeah,
let's get 1,000 votes.
So Roots Illadelph Half-Life got 19%. Little Brother The Listening got 8%.
Oh man.
Raekwon of course winning got 48%. Gangstar Moment of Truth got 11%. Black Moon Into the Stage got 3%, and Gravedigger 6 Feet Deep 7%.
Why you make that face?
I can't believe someone put that in there. I mean, not saying that's a bad album. I'm just saying
that's just funny because that was on one of my polls from my page.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
That's just funny.
You do this on?
I didn't think people look at that as a classic.
I do the Backpack Classics. So I'll give them an option to pick between 2 albums.
This is another one of those projects that I listened to way later. You know what I'm saying? So, like, in the context of the time of 95, I wasn't listening to no Raekwon in 5th grade, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you was in elementary school?
Yeah.
What year was this again?
95. I didn't listen to this until early 2000s, almost mid 2000s. For me, I take everybody's word because everybody that put me onto it later on, oh my God, it's a classic. You never listened to it. So I listen to it. I like it. I really like it. But I don't know, again, like, what it was like in 95 or 98.
It don't matter.
Listening to it does matter though.
No, it matters.
It matters.
I don't know, not for me.
Well, here's the thing. But it doesn't matter for you because you listened to it at the time when it came out.
But I didn't though. This was in 95, so I was in high school. All Wu projects, probably my favorite one. But I never listen to the whole album. I remember watching like Rap City.
Oh, you mean after you listened to it?
Yeah. Okay, after I listened to it, it was my favorite one. But I remember watching Rap City and Ice Cream was the video. And I was just like, why the fuck do I like this? I ain't tell nobody, but I would watch it every time it came on. I was like, man, I love this shit.
Like in the South, a lot of people wasn't really.
No, hell no. There was nobody bumping no Ice Cream and shit in Pensacola, Florida. No.
I got you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not in Pensacola, Florida. But I just never bought that, because we was going to the store and physically buying albums. I could not go to this record store and buy this album. It just wasn't happening because I was buying other shit. So I never got a chance to listen to the whole thing. When the internet wasn't like that. So it's just like I never listened to it because I was too busy buying other albums. But I was watching the videos. Whatever video came from this album, I was always watching it. So that's why. So I didn't listen to it till after high school. So in '99, that's when I finally picked it up. So 4 years later.
But I feel that, and I don't know, maybe I'm misspeaking, because I was so young at the time. I felt that albums lasted longer. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the conversation of that album. So even though you listened to it 4 years later, this was still a conversation about this album.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for me, coming in way even after that, people weren't talking about this. We were talking about Biggie at the time. We were talking about Nas now. Other people that just like kind of crossed over that commercialness. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel that Wu-Tang and Raekwon especially never really crossed over, you know what I'm saying, for an extended period of time.
Crossover
100%.
Crossover to commercial?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Bullshit.
I know you prefaced it by saying
you did.
And we're just you prefaced it by saying you were wrong. We're letting you know that
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, if you're talking about the biggies that were in the mainstream, these guys were there, and that's what was so weird about them because for a minute, like they didn't really represent what was popular in mainstream rap, and I'm still to this day cannot figure out how this happened.
Right.
Yeah.
How these guys got to that mainstream success. It's weird.
I think it's the videos. I think the videos are very heavy rotation, and videos were a big thing back then. Yeah, so they always had a video out.
But why were the videos in heavy rotation? A lot of people had videos back then.
When in high school, like that was like the first thing that people did. Like they would go home, turn on TV, and watch them damn videos.
No, I get
So I could see if that was something that a lot of people, male and female, were doing. I can totally see how they would escape like the underground and become more of a mainstream type of appeal.
This is the purple tape. Did anybody ever just actually buy the purple tape?
I did.
You did?
Hell, fuck yeah, I did. Because I was waiting for this shit, man. You didn't have it? I kind of wish I still had, because I had this was around the time when I had kind of just got my like first CD player around that time, because I was still kind of buying cassettes, but I was still buying CDs. But yeah, the CDs and cassettes had that purple. That fucking purple
the CD
tape.
had purple too?
CD was purple tape. Yeah, the cover. No, I mean not the actual CD, but like
No, the
Yeah,
cover was purple.
I know
the
the cover
plastic.
was.
Yeah,
I know the cover. I didn't know the CD was purple.
No, not the CD,
Oh,
but like
okay,
the
okay.
plastic. That comes in the CD.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
purple.
yeah.
But yeah, I was waiting on this shit, because when I first heard fucking Heaven to Hell, it was like late '94, because this was the time when like Method Man already came out with Tikal. So it was like, okay, cool, we got Method Man solo. Like, who's next? You know, it was like who's gonna be next? So I heard Heaven to Hell, saw the video for that shit. I'm like, okay, we got Raekwon coming next. But ODB joint had came out, ended up coming out in March in '95. So then Glaciers of Ice dropped. So when he came out with Glaciers of Ice, I was like, oh my fucking god, man! I was just like, these motherfuckers about to do it again. So then, because I'm already like going crazy off of ODB joint. So then, motherfucking Only Built for Cuban Linx came out. I mean, once Glaciers of Ice, then the actual album came out in August, July, August, the summer. I remember it was summer '95. That was a great ass summer too. But yeah, I remember that joint came out, and when I popped that shit on, man, like just from the intro, I'm like,
It was real mafioso.
shit. Yeah, it was like, because when I listened to that album, I'm just like,
There's so many joints on this shit.
it's so many joints, and it's like, you listen to it now, it's like pretty much what Raekwon and Ghostface was doing. They pretty much like, it was like one of the first albums that it pictures like a movie. It plays out like a movie.
That's what I never understood about the Raekwon album. Like
The Raekwon album.
like with this album.
Oh, okay.
Like, was it just supposed to be him, or was it a duo album? Like, was it a group album?
And when
always
it came
had that
out,
question.
yeah.
I'm like, wait.
It sounds like maybe when they were first writing it, it was supposed to be Raekwon, but then Ghostface was just always around.
Them two were so close. They was always, they close. They came up together. So yeah, it was.
That always
and they presented it like a movie, because it was just like starring Raekwon featuring Tony Starks or whatever. Like that started the nickname. Like that album started like the mafioso nickname. Like everyone started that after they did it. Like Nas had Escobar, Biggie had Frank White. Like that shit started the whole.
But this shit
East
had
Coast.
both of them on the cover.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, is this a Raekwon album, or is this just like?
But see, Ghostface did the same thing for Iron Man.
I know, and that's what always confused me about these two.
Really?
Like, are they a duo, or are they?
It was
Nah, 'cause
so
he's not on every.
He's not on. It's not,
I know, but it's just like, but he has.
but the way
cover,
the cover fooled you, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's probably like, well, shit, you're on so many of these fucking songs, you may as well.
You might have been, yeah. So I mean, that didn't. I mean,
It always confused me when I was coming up.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it
why-
did.
yeah,
It's still confusing now.
Yeah.
To me.
yeah, but '95 was just like a year, production wise, that RZA was coming for everybody's fucking neck. Cause he already had LDB, he had this album, and he had Liquid Swords. 3 albums that sound completely different, but just on some next level shit. It was like I said before when we talked about Liquid Swords, it was like RZA was on so much next level shit production wise on this album, and that was a period where I thought
my
Nas
God.
was untouchable.
Right.
Like when he started that shit through the lights,
Yeah.
camera, and action, glam and glitter, I was like, shit. Like
shit's so hard.
Nas fucking killed that fucking shit, man. And like Inspector Deck, my fucking on Guillotine.
Yeah.
Like him and Jizza fucking killed that shit. Like Rainy Days, you talk about cinematic like introduction. Blue Raspberry singing her fucking ass off. Like that was a great how RZA, how he sampled that in and just had Blue Raspberry on that shit. Like everything about this album was just like so fucking perfect. Wisdom Body was
And
fucking
even
dope as
the
fuck.
singing was like raw and
it was just-
rough
yeah,
and
it
rough.
was.
You know, it wasn't
like super
polished.
mixed down and
Nah.
And RZA, he produced, mixed, he did everything. He did everything on this album as far as engineering. He didn't have no engineers when he was doing this album. Raekwon took what Coogee Rap was been doing and just like took that shit to another level. Wu Gambino's Method Man came for next. Oh my
Shit,
fucking
I thought
god.
RZA was the one. His whole verse, his flow, everything on that
That
song
offbeat shit was so crazy.
Yeah, I was not
So
feeling that
crazy.
shit back in the day.
You
back in
wasn't?
the day, that was just like
RZA shit.
No.
RZA shit wasn't hitting it for you?
Hell no. I did not like
fucking
RZA
God.
shit.
Man.
I was like, what
RZA
the
shit
RZA
had my
shit was
mouth open
crazy.
back then. I remember
Like,
it was like, yeah, because
what is it about? Okay, so I need to understand.
because he never
Because
rapped like that before.
no one's rapped like that.
No, that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
even
So
on-
that's why it was just so off to me. I
Even
was
on
like,
36 Chambers, he didn't rap like that. So for him to come on this shit, I was like,
But
wait a
that-
minute, who the fuck
just-
is this? I
right.
was like, God.
What
When I looked
is-
at this shit, I'm like, RZA?
Why though? Like
Yeah.
I
because
need to
he's
really
offbeat
understand.
with offbeat.
I get it. I get it.
Crazy.
But it's like, I don't know. I'm straight on that to this day.
Oh no. Okay, wait.
Wow.
I gave you a pass. You said.
Back then.
Okay, I expect that from you. I do expect that from you.
Yeah.
When you said I didn't get it back then, fine.
Yeah.
Now you're still saying that?
I listen to it now and I'm like, I still think I'm there with it. I still think I'm straight on that.
You're crazy, bro.
I still think I'm straight on that.
You're crazy. His flow is so nasty.
Can you even repeat that shit?
Hell no! Hell no! Because I'm not a technician like RZA is.
He was a technician.
RZA is a lyrical technician.
And I'll give him that, and I can appreciate him for that. But to my ears, I don't want to hear it.
Bruh, look.
It's not like aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Yes, the fuck it is. If you like lyrics and shit, that's aesthetically pleasing as fuck. Cause you're like, how the hell is he doing that on this? We were just talking about Schoolboy.
Right.
I feel like
That's
there
different,
wouldn't be
though.
a Schoolboy without a RZA.
No. But I feel like, yeah, Schoolboy can do it, but I can still follow Schoolboy a little bit more.
I can follow RZA. It's just I can't recite it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by follow. Like I want to recite the lyrics, and I can't fucking recite them. And I'm just like, I don't know where to start.
Y'all crazy, bro.
I appreciate the technical ability. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that, but
It's not aesthetically
pleasing for my ears.
Bugging.
Like you take an MF Doom or whatever. Like I can do MF Doom because it's not as much as RZA.
You can't
RZA's
recite MF Doom though either.
I definitely can't recite
I
RZA.
really can't really recite MF Doom like that.
I can recite some of MF Doom stuff, but now I can't recite any RZA shit.
Because it's impossible for the average brain to process that shit. RZA's rapping ability is just nuts. And like B was just saying, he wasn't rapping like this on 36 Chambers. But at the same time, either was Ghost.
Yeah.
And either was Raekwon.
Right.
Like Ghostface.
This was Ghostface coming out
increased his
party.
flow.
This was his coming out party.
Yes.
Only built for Cuban Linx was Ghostface coming out party.
Absolutely.
Because even back in 36 Chambers, you was like, okay, yeah, who's
Ghost's
covered
voice
his face.
was nice.
Yeah, his voice
His
is nice.
flow was different.
But when you, like he said, like Ghostface said, once the face got revealed, the game got real. Like when you saw Ghost and when he came out on his Only Built for Cuban Linx, it was like holy
different story.
fucking
for sure.
shit,
For
dude.
sure.
Like,
But that was for every even
fucking
Inspector Deck, like everybody that
Poisonous
was on
Paragraph,
here.
smash
Smash the phonograph
It be
in
the
half.
Inspector Deck on the
Come on,
warpath.
bro.
What the
Nah,
fuck?
nobody was
Like,
rapping
come
like
on.
that, and he
Like,
didn't sound like that on 36 Chambers.
He sure
but
did.
on this,
to me,
Man.
I mean, and I agree with you. This is definitely. I know a lot of people might disagree with me on this. This is definitely my favorite Wu solo album. Like,
Yeah, this is my favorite. Yeah.
I know you like Liquid.
I only like Liquid Swords now. Don't
Right,
forget.
Right, I know. But yeah, whenever people say favorite solo Wu album,
Yeah, it's this one. It's this
This
one for
is
me.
my favorite.
This is my
so
shit,
everybody, Criminology. Oh my
Man, this
fucking
whole
god,
fucking album
man! Like
be-
it is.
This whole album
Like,
going through. I don't skip any
it's
track.
a blueprint.
I don't skip
It's
any
a
track. I go
blueprint.
through the skits. I don't skip shit.
It's a blueprint. This album is
I
a
don't want nobody sound like me.
Right.
no album.
Shark bite.
Right.
Shark Fighters, yes.
Right. And
talking
the
about
first
Beezy,
person I
yeah.
thought with, I always thought about this song, that skit when I heard when Action Bronson shit
Yeah, he
happened.
said it.
Yeah, he said it.
Nobody sound like
Nobody
me on the
sound
album.
like me.
And it's
You know
funny because they
what
was
I'm
talking about Biggie doing the damn doing the album cover, and they're like, did the joint off the Nas joint.
Right.
That's
It's not-
similar.
But it's the fact that they both use a baby picture.
I'm saying it's really not
Right.
that
I know,
similar.
I know. It was like, he bit the joint off a Nas joint, man. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
like when you talking about the shoots and then you add the
Yeah,
blues.
the blue and the cream, yeah. And then Glacier Ice came on, that damn beat came on. I was like, oh my, everything about this album is so perfect. I mean, as I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, damn, like this shit is just so fucking legendary,
Call my
man.
brother son because he shine
Like one. Like, oh my, yeah, Method Man. Hit the shot. He like, oh my god. I was so happy when this shit got nominated.
Me
for,
too, I was
like, hell, fuck yeah. Only built for Cuban Linx, baby.
I just always, when we do these, like to look back and see what else was out. And so I pulled it up, and I know we've done this before, but because it was so different, at that time, and I think in '95 when you got all of these other albums, and nothing was really sounding the same, and that also speaks to what what they were saying on Shark Biters, like I don't want anybody sounding like me, and people made an effort to do that. They did. And when you compare it to where we are now,
We just reviewed.
Funny enough, coming off of Schoolboy Q, album where he kind of went in the opposite direction of that. But yeah, I mean, and I think look at all the other stuff that I was playing heavy. Like, I think I said this before. Like, when you start out your day and you try to pick what you want to listen to, and you're just like, man, all right, so I want to listen to this Me Against the World.
What flavor
it's just like the mood. You had something for every fucking mood.
No, you did.
And it was like a different style.
Right.
And that was the thing. So the thing about Only Built for Cuban Linx is that, especially in Mississippi, in 95, I was in college, to be able to ride around on campus to play something that's totally different that nobody
in here
really
that was
rocking
the
like
shit.
that.
Like that, you really wanted to play something that nobody was on yet.
Yep, exactly. You never really played the stuff that everybody else was playing.
Right.
You wanted to ride, like, man, nobody else got this shit right here.
Right.
Like, I'm the only one that got this shit. And it was a weird little thing, but it was a thing.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, and that fit right in it. In addition to all the other dope tracks that were on here, Verbal Intercourse, Incarcerated Scarface, Criminology, like everything you guys just named. And just like you said, you can play it all the way through, and it's like over an hour long. So, and had all kind of different flavors on it.
Man, you see these motherfuckers' reactions right here? Like that says enough, because it's not just the way B reacts to this project. Ken, Myke, it's a whole bunch of hip hop heads. Like in the context of 95 and the middle to late 90s, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have a pulse in that era of hip hop. Like I really don't. I don't know how people were talking about it. And honestly, I personally like doing these things, especially like with projects like this that I know B loves, because this motherfucker becomes a little kid again. Like he literally transports through the quantum realm back to you know what I'm saying? Back to 95, back when he was in high school, back when when his music was popping, and that's the connection that I see y'all have that I don't with these type of projects.
Like even when you listen to it again.
No,
like
even when I listen to it, like it's dope, but it doesn't get me that excited. It's just because y'all have history with it.
It makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't have the same type of history. I wasn't in the mix. I wasn't in the sauce.
But that's what I'm saying though. I wasn't in the mix either. I just wasn't. It's just I had my privacy albums that I listened to. Like I said, even Outkast was a private album I listened to. So it's not like I was it wasn't like I was part of that culture or something. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. You feel what I'm saying?
I wasn't part of a lot of classic soul albums that I love.
Right.
I wasn't around when that shit.
But, no, I feel you. But you listened to those as a kid, right?
Nah.
So those
I mean, my dad would
Exactly.
play it around the house, but I wasn't like a teenager when he was rocking with that shit.
No. You say you were a teenager? No, you were younger.
He brings a good point. Like I can listen to Al Green and appreciate it probably the same way that somebody older than me appreciates it. Is what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is that your entry point to that project was when you were younger, way younger. So
that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got you.
So y'all's entry points to these projects is way younger than me. So even though when like you were introduced to this music was already past you, you still can go back and be like, damn, in 95 I felt like this. And maybe you weren't part of the entire collective of everybody, but you have those personal attachments. I don't. Even though this album is super dope, I like it, I enjoy it. It's not something I personally go back to because I'm not the biggest Wu fan.
I think it's funny, man, because just back then you just played shit because it was dope. You didn't really think about like where it would be, in time. And I also think about the competition that it was up against. I think that matters. And everybody's competing not only for your ear and your attention, but your money. And when it comes down to that, you gotta put out something that's gonna be worth it. And with this album, years later, like when you think about music as an art form, this is one of those examples that you can pull out and hand to somebody and say, listen to this. And I also think about, and I'm gonna say some other stuff for them. I just think about culturally and how it broke out, and kind of what Myke was saying earlier, like how does somebody that's rapping like this with a sound like this break into the mainstream? you know, because it shouldn't be aesthetically pleasing to them. And then, but you put on ice cream around women, and they'll be rapping that shit that grew up back there because there were lyrics and stuff that apply to them, and they'll sit there and it becomes their song. So that speaks to just them as artists, them being able to put out music that in one way or the other will be able to connect with, you know, somebody out there.
This album is a classic.
No question.
No question. No doubt. This shit was the blueprint for so much shit that a lot of people liked from artists back then, especially, you know, artists like I mentioned before, such as Jay-Z and Nas and Biggie. Like, they set that blueprint for AZ. Like, they set the blueprint with that album, man. That shit set off so much shit that a lot of people followed and that people don't want to admit. But yeah, they set that shit, man. This album was just flawless from the production standpoint, to the rapping, to the theme, to the storytelling, to the imagery, like everything that you want from an MC. I think these guys brought it, man. I mean, well, Raekwon and the rest of the Wu Affiliates brought it, man. Like, on this album, everything I love about this album. I mean, even and it was another thing that was so historical about this shit at the time was you had Nas, first time a non-Wu Affiliate person featured on a Wu-Tang like album. Like, that wasn't heard of, because Wu-Tang wasn't fucking with nobody outside of their clique. And this was, like I said, this was a time where at that time I held Nas at a high regard as an MC. Like, to me, he was untouchable, because he already had dropped Illmatic. He was featured on AZ joint, Mobb Deep joint, and then on this shit with that crazy, that's still like considered like one of the best verses of that year. Mm-hmm. Like, people would be like, not even that year, but just in hip hop in general, like that Nas verse on Verbal Intercourse, like that shit set ways across the world, man, when he set that shit off. Nothing else to really say about this album is just like Feefo said, I go into the quantum realm and go back in time. This was summer 95. Like, I just remember telling everybody about this fucking album, like, you have to listen to this shit. You can, you know, I'm about to make a copy, bro, listen to this album. Like, I remember telling people, you gotta listen to this shit. This shit is fucking
so weird
amazing.
That you be up on every classic album, that you actually listen to them in its time.
Really?
I think you're the only person on the show, maybe Ken, that listen to most of these classics in its time.
Oh yeah,
the year of. Mm-hmm. I think everybody else kind of either like picks it up later, a little bit later, whether it's a year to 5 years.
Yeah, man. Like,
that's
music,
wild,
music.
Man, I was spending money like crazy, bro.
Yeah, music.
I mean, I was too, but not on what's considered classics today. You know what I'm saying?
Music was just a big part of growing up. Like, in the house, it was a big part, man. Like. Yeah,
he gotta go.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
I don't have nothing to say. B just.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
See, that's what I was saying.
He spoke for 35 minutes. But yeah,
I'm sorry, my
everything
bad.
B said, I agree with.
This is my shit, man.
So.
Cool.